What is up, Planeswalkers? Theorix6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. Don't forget to head on over to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal and helps support the channel. Now today, we're playing another real interesting meme deck. I got a decent amount of help on the Vaevictis deck. This was the build that I went with just to show off exactly what it was that I was working with. It had some problems, and this was the list that the person who really wanted me to do this, Chaotic Revenge, over on the Discord, really wanted me to build, and this was the advice that he gave me. He wasn't able to actually make the deck because there's a lot of rares in there and mythics and things, but this is the deck that I actually ended up with. It's kind of just an amalgam of both of them, amalgamation, whatever, who cares. It just blends them together. One thing you'll notice is that I'm not playing Darigaz. I don't like Darigaz. I like Darigaz. Darigaz is really cool. It's, it's a 7/7 flying, like, trampled haste dude. But I just found that it was a little bit too slow, and my top end was already relatively heavy. And I do prefer having some Planeswalkers in there. You'll see some interesting inclusions here. Four main deck Ritual of Soots. In a deck that does have a decent number of, low-end creatures. There were just too many decks that I needed to blow up. So the Ritual of Soots kind of were necessary. Rituals of Soot were kind of necessary. And then 2 Experimenter Frenzy. I know it seems really weird, but one of my biggest problems was control, and I would just run out of cards in hand, and I tried playing with some card draw, with some, essentially, like, the vampire dudes, whose name I always forget, so I never have them. There we go. Dusk Legion Zealot. Amongst other things, and it just wasn't good enough, and so I was like, well, I'm just going to play Experimental Frenzy then, and it has worked out kind of fine in a lot of scenarios. I actually won a game against mono white weenies, from Experimental Frenzy, just like allowing me to keep getting mana. It was interesting, but the deck is essentially an all permanent style deck that tries to get things off the top of the library. Ignore this Ritual of Soot here. That utilizes Etali, Primal Storm, and Vaevictis Asmadi to play fun 6-drops and do cool fun things. We're playing 4 Llanowar Elves. Oh, you know what? I made a terrible mistake. Do I have 4 of the other Llanowar Elves? I feel like I don't, which is really awkward. Oh, I do. Sweet. All right. There we go. 4 Llanowar Elves, the correct version. Because we, as you can see, we don't have any 2-drops. We essentially go from 1 to 3. Now, the decks do potentially have 2-drop access. You could be playing that 1/3 that taps for a single green, whose name I don't actually know, so I don't see it. You could play that. You could play Branch Walker. There are plenty of 2-drops that you have access to. But I decided that it's a little bit better that I don't top deck a bunch of nonsense. And usually, because we are running 4 Ritual of Soots, super aggressive decks aren't going to hurt too bad as long as we have one of those Ritual of Soots. And then we curve into Plaguecrafter, which is very helpful at pretty much in all scenarios except against heavy token strategies. This has actually been the most prevalent in value against control decks. The fact that you're able to get rid of a Planeswalker or just force them to discard is very, very helpful in that matchup. 3 Elvish Rejuvenators and 3 Gift of Paradise. These are essentially a 3/3 split here. Very similar effect. Gift of Paradise is nice because it gains life. And we're going to essentially be ramping from 3 to 4 mana. Same with Elvish Rejuvenator, except it gives us a body, which can technically give you more than 3 life, depending on how aggressive your opponent is. Or it can be something that you can attack your opponent with. But the downside is that this can sometimes miss. Now, why aren't we running District Guide then, if this can sometimes miss? Well, the reason is that we don't technically want District Guide to maintain our lands. We really do want to ramp in this deck. That's why we're running Elvish Rejuvenator. 3 Ravenous Chupacabras, because we need to kill things. Ravenous Chupacabra is great off of Etali and Vaevictis, and after you've already used it, it's totally fine to get rid of with Vaevictis, because it's only a 2/2, right? It's a 2/2 for 4. One of the most important things that Ravenous Chupacabra does is it kills Niv as a really annoying card. 4 Ritual of Soots. I talked about this card. There are just so many aggressive decks running around that just have so many low-drop creatures, and they just flood the board. We need to blow them up, and this is how we do it. Experimental Frenzy. You bring this, you essentially, since this is a best of 1 format, you gotta have some card advantage against those annoying control decks. We're playing a deck that has a bunch of high ends that our opponents can just counter easily. So when you're able to Experimental Frenzy, you don't care nearly as much about your individual cards getting countered because of the amount of cards that you have access to. And you can just destroy it at any time you need. 1 Demanding Dragon. Interesting, you might say, but against a lot of decks, this is just, like, it's just a nice value proposition. Like, even if we only force them to sacrifice a creature and then they destroy it, or we force them to take 5 damage and then they destroy it, either it's like a 2-for-1, or we lava axe them, which is totally fine. I don't know why I just said lava. I've been watching way too much Northern Lion. But yeah, so it's a decent card. Good to get off of either of these, and it's, you know, it's a 5/5 flyer. It's decent. 2 Eldest Reborn, because once again, screw control. Card just very helpful in that scenario, being able to get excessive value, and it gets back these 2, which die all the time. 1 Vivien Reid. It kills things. It gives us creatures and lands. And if you -8, you win the game. Vraska. It kills things, it gives us creatures, and if you -10, you win the game. Pelakka Wurm. I like this card. I'm playing a deck that already wants to ramp and get to a lot of mana, and play things off the top. Why would I not include Pelakka Wurm? This card is MVP. It gains you life and draws you a card. It's so good. Your opponent is like going to 2 or 3-for-1 themselves. So many of my red-based opponents double lava coiled this. Of course, I didn't get to draw a card, but it's still a 2-for-1, and I gained 7 life. That's good in my book. And then finally, we have Etali, Primal Storm, and Vaevictis Asmadi. Etali Asmadi is the name of this deck. It should be like Etali Asmadi, the Dire Storm. Yeah, there we go. It's Etali Asmadi, the Dire Storm. There we go. I think, personally, I end up playing Vaevictis out first, because Vaevictis' effect is a little bit worse, I feel, so I'm less afraid of it dying. So that's like essentially my bait, and then I play out Etali second, because Etali, he whiffs, you know, but this, you do need to have things sacrificed, and your opponent has to have something that you want to get rid of. The feel bads are always when you get rid of an opponent's land because they don't have anything else, because this is not a May ability. You have to choose things, and then they flip into like a Planeswalker or something, and you're like, oh crap. So that's why I lean towards Etali being better, and I try to save this for that Vaevictis being dead to removal. That said, Vaevictis is still a flyer, which is very nice. So yeah, these are kind of the mainstays of the deck. This is the mana base. I don't know why I changed my lands back. Whatever, I don't care. 2 Evolving Wilds to help us fix our mana, and then it's just like 4, 4, 4, and 2, because that's what we have access to. If we didn't, if we had the Ravnica Allegiance, we would be doing a little bit better, and I probably will revisit this deck with Ravnica Allegiance, but for right now, I wanted to get it out because Chaotic Revenge has been asking me to play this for quite some time. Hello, CR. I'm sure you're watching. Here it is. Legit, he's been asking this for a while, and he's one of those other people who've been around on the channel for a long time. Right, long time supporter. So you know, your man's got to give to him. Ooh, this hand's not great. Gift of Paradise is nice. Double Ritual of Soot is fantastic if this is an aggressive strategy. It's awful if it's against control. Experimental Frenzy is nice if it's against control. I think I'm gonna mulligan. This hand is a little bit better because we do at least have the Llanowar Elves, but we're not gonna be able to play that until turn 2. I'll keep it. Get rid of that nonsense. Yeah, it's not looking great. Our hands weren't great. Hello, Donatello. Why is that exclamation marks? What the fudge? All right, we're going against something strange. When there's something strange that you play against, who are you gonna call? Copyright infringement. Runaway Steam? What? I'm so incredibly confused. I guess this is just like... What? Put that top... I assume it's an Experimental Frenzy deck. Huh. That's just very strange that they have... Wand of Vertebrae Man. And I am playing in Ranked because... The deck does a lot better in Casual. But... A lot of people do seem to prefer... even when I play jank decks, for them to be in Ranked. So, I'm going to be playing in Ranked. And you should know that this is a jank deck. Let's all be honest with ourselves. Pay 2 life, play Eldest Reborn. Hopefully next turn we can get another land, and then we can play Etali, and then another land into Pelakka Wurm, and things will be okay. But for right now, you know, got rid of something, and we'll have them discard. And if we have to, getting back Electric Field is not terrible. It is a blocker. But hopefully we do get another red mana for Etali. If not, we might just play Experimental Frenzy because we do only have 3 total cards in hand. So, like, It's probably not terrible. Is this both players? No, just them. All right. As you can see, I got, what, 6 wins? So I did, you know... Oh, that's not nice. All right, so we're probably Experimental Frenzying anyway. Because we did lose our Llanowar Elf, which is incredibly rude. Yep. So we are absolutely just going to do this. Because it technically gives us access to things. So they're just like a mono red deck. But they're running... So we wouldn't have been able to play that. So I'm happy that we did this. So we draw this next turn, which we wouldn't have been able to play. But yeah, they're just like actual red aggro. Why are they playing Wand? It's so strange. Gutter Snipe. Uh-oh. That's horrifying. I am actually scared. I think we do just get back Llanowar Elf. Ow. Oh, gosh. Risk factor? I'm just going to go ahead and give you the cards. Yeah, the fact that I had to mulligan and the mana situation being bad was really not great. Field might be correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I'm gonna take Llanowar Elf. So I can play this. Oh, the Chupacabra is so helpful. That Gutter Snipe has to die. Okay. I can chump block. I might even double block. I'm not entirely sure. But... Experimental Frenzy, potentially showing its value. Incredibly rude. I don't think I'm going to double block just because my opponent could have instant speed stuff. Oh, shut up, phone. I'm not trying to... I'm not trying to talk to you. Gosh, I hate voice activation. Oh. I'm going to kill my Llanowar Elf. That's incredibly rude. Should have did that mid-combat. I have to block here. I'm far away from Pelakka Wurm. But yeah, this deck definitely hurts against burn if you don't have, you know, good mana situation built up. And that's pretty bad. We can't do anything, and we're dead. Cool. Yeah, I don't think there was anything better we could have done. Because if we hadn't played Experimental Frenzy, we would have drawn a Pelakka Wurm we couldn't have played, drawn a land, and then drawn a Ravenous Chupacabra, so... Yeah. It's unfortunate. I think it was just, you know, bad mana situation, bad beats, you know? Up against the Sox fan. I wonder if he likes the Sox. I can only guess. This hand is significantly better. If we need to, we can Llanowar Elf into Plaguecrafter. If we don't, we can Llanowar Elf and then turn to Dragonskull Summit and attack with a Llanowar Elf for no reason. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, so looks like it might just be Izzet control. I should mention, I did get wins with this deck. I absolutely got wins. Please believe me. No, I might. Let's see. Discovery? Alright. Possibly Grixis. They're just not revealing that yet. Possibly just Izzet. You know, Izzet does play Discovery, so... Really in the tank on that Surveil. Alright, it's Drakes. Fudge off. I hate this deck so much. Yeah, well, Dragonskull Summit and attack. Alright, so next turn we can Plaguecrafter. Can I let go? Thank you. It was like stuck. I wouldn't let go for some reason. Alright, another discovery. Well, they got rid of a land, so I can only assume that they do have a land. They just aren't doing anything. Do I Experimental Frenzy? It seems like a stupid idea. I probably shouldn't. I assume my opponent has something to do. Steam Vent's tapped. Chupacabra, not awful. But... I mean, I could just Plaguecrafter and attack them. Well, I'd attack first and then Plaguecrafter. But, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next time I'd only be on 5? Ugh. Yeah, not great ramp coming out for me. Very, very awkward hands. Experimental Frenzy is a 2 of, and I didn't have the problem of drawing it too often in previous matches. Do I want to Frenzy? I don't think I want to Frenzy. I think I would rather just play out the Plaguecrafter and hold up the Chupacabra. That does stunt my growth. Ugh, is that what I want to do? I guess. It stunts my growth. Do I keep the Plaguecrafter? I mean, it's aggressive. You know, it's a strong play. But, or do I keep the Relics? Or do I keep the Llanowar Elf to try and get more mana? You know what? We're keeping the Llanowar Elf. Possibly a terrible idea, but that was also a terrible thing because they were able to discard that. The card that they don't care about. I wish the arena music didn't go away constantly. You can hear birds. There's no music. Traveling in a fighter combi. On a hippie trail, hip full of zombie. Oh wait. Didn't they already get sued for that song? Do I want to be sued? No. Oh my goodness me, why are you so slow? I mean, next turn I can cast Vraska, I guess. They only have one Arclight Phoenix in the grave. I'm doing, like, no damage to my opponent right now. Oh my gosh, take the damage. Thank you. I mean, there's no reason for me to play the Chupacabra into no board. Just sitting back, chilling. Crackling Drake. You fool. You played right into my trap. Yeah, I definitely bring out Vraska. Ooh, he could lightning strike it though. And I'd like Vraska to survive. I need another red source. I think we are gonna Vraska. Because they're forced to deal with it. And if they can't, then it's a win condition by itself. Oh, right. Also, I'm stupid. It gives me a red source. It would have been, like, really dumb to not play Vraska and kill that. For no other reason than the fact that it gives me another red source so I can cast Etali next turn. Yeah, no, this makes so much more sense. Because if they do spend their time dealing with Vraska, then hopefully their shields are down enough. I don't think that this deck plays, like, normal removal. Interesting, so they just play the other Drake into this. I guess that's reasonable. Well, shoot, now I want to just, like, Chupacabra and have a Vraska. I definitely don't leave that up. I honestly think they're baiting me. I think they want me to use Vraska here. But I have a Chups. So I'm gonna Chups.
Crew, attack at will.
And then attack them for 1. I know I didn't cast Etali while their shields were down. But I think this is fine. Then if they put the shields down again, I can Vraska minus and still have a Vraska. Plus, I wasn't doing anything else with the Chupacabra, so I think this is the correct line. Chart course, sure. Yeah, sure. Butter waffle. Yep, I've been watching way too much Northern Line. Arclight Phoenix discarding, or Chart course discarding that. Up, so that's 2. That is 2 spells. And they can get back... They only have 1 in the grave. They only have 1 Arclight in the grave. They might summon it anyway. To take Vraska down to 2. Looks like they're going to shock my Llanowar Elf, which is fine. I do have a treasure. Shift and Fire, same thing. So that's 3. So they're going to get 1 Arclay Phoenix. And okay, so they're going to kill Vraska with their Arclay Phoenix. Reasonable. So she's dead. I do think it's correct to bring out Etali now. Etali is going to be relatively difficult to kill, I think. Especially since they did just use a Shift and Fire. So, I think I'm going to just go ahead and do that. And attack him for 4. And then we are going to go ahead and get a mountain. I think we only run 1 in the deck. So they do need to deal with Etali. They probably will, and they probably can. But they're gonna 2 for them. Oh wait, Beacon Bolt. Fudge, this deck runs Beacon Bolt. Alright, never mind. Alright, cool, they're gonna 2 for 1. So, I'm fine with that. They're using 2 spells here. Cool. That's fine. And as my hand dwindles, you know, I can get to a point where I just play Experimental Frenzy and play off the deck. Interesting, yeah, my opponent is far enough behind that they don't want to let me deal damage to them. Can I resolve this? Thank you. Get my mountain just so I can play Demanding Dragon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could play Overgrown Tomb untapped so that I can play Crafter and Experimental Frenzy. And honestly, I think there's like no reason not to. Because I assume that they're going to counter Plaguecrafter. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this. And, I mean, if they don't, whoopee. Right, I'm just putting them under duress. Is this the deck to beat Izzet Drakes? No, I think they just didn't have a very good draw. Now, I'm going to sack Plaguecrafter because I don't care. And then I attack them. And I do this in this order because my opponent might try and save damage and shock one of my creatures instead of taking the damage. Or instead, yeah. And I'll go ahead and just play the Experimental Frenzy. If they have a counter, they have a counter. They have something. Yep, a counter. Unfortunate. But, it's fine. I do have Demanding Dragon, so either they're going to lose another creature, or they're going to take 5 to the face and then die. Alright, well. But do you have a follow-up? Interesting. Pelakka Wurm is nice to see, but I do think I just Demanding Dragon and pressure their face. Because they're going to be hard-pressed on this. Shock. Alright. Fair. And then they can sack. Fair. But I still have a 5/5. They're just going to sack the 1/1. Yep. Maybe they forget to block. They didn't forget to block. I can't believe you've done this. Alright. We're good. Everything's cool. Everything's fine. They're just going to get a lot of birds that can chump block our flyer. But we're going to keep pressuring them. We're going to play out a Pelakka Wurm. Fun fact, Pelakka Wurm has a magical word called Trample. As long as they don't have another counterspell, we should be okay. That was 1 spell. That's a Drake. Oh god, that is large. Alright, we're not going to be attacking with our Demanding Dragon, but we are at least going to be able to play out a Pelakka Wurm. Playing out the Pelakka Wurm, alright. A lot of life back. Personally, kind of want to attack with the Demanding Dragon. We're at 25. They could block with Crackling Drake. But I honestly think that's fine. You know what? We're going in for the attack. Let's see what they do. Yep, chump with the bird. Makes sense. Very reasonable. Very, very reasonable. But I'm keeping the pressure on. They easily could, other Drake and burst me. They could play another Drake and play haste. But I'm hoping they don't have that. Easy attack with Pelakka Wurm as well. Opponent could double up on Lava Coils to deny me the draw, but easy attack with Pelakka Wurm. Because it does have the trample. Scrying to the bottom in a semi-desperate situation. Another Enigma Drake. Alright, horrifying. I do need to start being careful. In fact, if my opponent decides to attack me here, I could just die. There, I have so many cards that are live in the deck. So many. I just need to draw decent. Not perfect. Decent. Another Chupacabra. Vivien Reid. Vaevictis. Many live draws. Experiment Frenzy, possibly a live draw. Awkward, not a live draw. So I'm probably dead. Oh, I'm dumb. I should have attacked with the Demanding Dragon too? No, because they could have just blocked here and it would have been fine. Yeah, darn awkward. Yeah, just bad draws. Drew too many lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10? You've been slow all game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. I swear I win with this deck. Like, all 6 of those wins are with this deck. Alright, we're keeping this. This is a ramp hand. Ramp hand good. Probably just another Drake's deck. I'm so sick of these stupid meta decks. I just want to play memes. Why can't you people just let me... I mean... I'm playing in ranked. I should go to unranked. Alright. Rejuvenator. Hit me up with one of them lands. I am going to grab this... I'm going to grab the Rootbound Crag, I guess. Yeah, it's fine. No! Ah, no! I should have grabbed the Overgrown Tomb. I have a Chupacabra in my hand. Oh, okay, it's fine. I am going to play a Gift of Paradise. Onto Swamp. You fool! You're gonna take 2 damage. Alright. So next turn I can play a Vaevictis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can also play a Pelakka Wurm for what it's worth. But I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna play a Vaevictis and then watch it die and like be really sad about it. Am I gonna get it to work against a Drake deck? That'd be nice. Defeat my nemesis. Oh, look at that. Look at that intro animation. So good. Dude's wearing a scarf, man. Can't hit it. Can't hit a dragon in a scarf. Cough, cough. Bolas wears a scarf. I guess it's more of a sash. Is it more of a sash? What's the difference between a sash and a scarf? Sash versus scarf. I'm 1000% looking this up. What's the difference? Let's see. Decorative length of cloth, worn as a broad belt or over the shoulder, often for ceremonial or formal occasions. Can be opening part of windows. Alright. No idea. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm gonna go ahead and attack with Vaevictis first. Force them to get rid of this Crackling Drake. Get rid of my Elvish Rejuvenator, because I don't need it. See if they get something better. Hopefully, as long as they don't get like a Planeswalker, it should be fine. My opponent could, like, shock my Elvish Rejuvenator, and I wouldn't get something from it. But I still got something from it. They used a shock, so. Dive down. Incredibly rude. I got another one. Get fudged. Alright, well, you get nothing, because you dive down. Can't Chupacabra that, which is unfortunate, but I can Chupacabra this one. And there's nothing you can do about it. Get chooped. Alright, things are going better so far. This is usually how it goes. I get ramp early, and then I cast a dude, and then either they kill the dude, and I go on to play a Pelakka Wurm, or they don't kill the dude, and cool things happen. See? It works. Why won't they believe me? I think I'm just going insane. It's like, oh god. My laptop is out of internet, and now I'm afraid that my computer doesn't have internet, but like the game is still happening. Right. Attack with Vaevictis. Target you, I guess. Oh, right. I have to target my dude first. Get fudged, dude. And gain some life. Yes. 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 See, the deck totally wins. All right, I've won all 7 of these games. Were with this deck. I promise you, people. It's a fun deck, and it does win. It wins a lot more in normal play, right? And the normal, like traditional play, it wins a lot more. Ranked, you're gonna come up against actual meta decks, and it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. The aggro decks are gonna apply a lot more pressure in ranked as opposed to normal play, and the control decks are gonna have more efficient answers, let's say, and they'll also have access to the shock lands and the checks, so their mana base is gonna be a little bit better. So if you do build this deck, I do suggest you actually play it in casual, at least until like you make it your own and you get a really strong feeling with it, and then you can bring it to ranked and see how well you do. But it does work. I'd like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Zoraga and Salamander, for their continued support. I also like to thank Chaotic Revenge for constantly bugging me about playing this deck over on the Discord. If you'd like to join the lovely patrons, find links to that in the description down below. And if you'd like to join Chaotic Revenge, yelling at me to play different decks, you'll find links to the Discord down in the description as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go and tap that like button, add a subscription to your mana pool, and cast a comment in the comment section down below. And until next time, all will be one.